Did you think I was going to let you forget about the case of Marquis Martin? Because that will never, ever be true. His life was taken in 2020, and now in 2026, there has been no justice and no arrest. So let me remind you about Mack. Marquis Martin was 26 years old, a father, a special education paraprofessional at Drew Central, and he also worked at McDonald's in Monticello, Arkansas. People who loved him called him Mack, and they said that he cared deeply about people. He helped out the kids in the community, and he absolutely adored his son. On February 9th, 2020, Marquis worked a shift at McDonald's. Later that night, he was caught on surveillance video at a Murphy USA gas station near Walmart in Monticello, Arkansas at about 9:21 p.m. That would be the last confirmed sighting of him. A coworker would say that he later dropped Marquis off at home. When he didn't show up for work the next day, everyone knew that something was wrong, and his family started searching for him. 2 days later, on February 11th, this photo over here was uploaded to social media. It was uploaded by the then sheriff's son, Noah Gober. The sheriff of Drew County at the time was Mark Gober. You can see that there's a stuffed monkey on a couch, there's a blanket, and then there's racist writing at the bottom from Noah Gober. Now, Mark Gober confirmed that his son posted this photo and he was sorry, but he also has always said that his son had nothing to do with what happened to Marquis Martin. He actually said that Noah Gober was not in town on February 9, 2020, but that's been up for debate for quite a few years now. Now, this image here is one that has allegedly been enhanced so that you can see what may be under that blanket. Marquis's family believes that they can see his face. On February 12th, 3 days after Marquis had disappeared, his mother received a ransom text. The person claimed that Marquis had been kidnapped. They demanded $7,000 for his safe return. They warned his family not to contact police and even used his nickname, Mack. No one has ever figured out where that text came from. For nearly a month, people kept searching, and then on March 7, 2020, Mack's body was found in a creek outside of Wilmer, Arkansas. He had a close gunshot wound to his head, and he still had gunpowder residue on his scalp. Investigators believe that his life had been taken somewhere else, and then his body was moved to the creek, which would be the only thing that makes sense because, according to locals and people who had been involved in the searches, they had already looked in that creek, and Mack's body was not there. About 45 people were interviewed, but according to Mark Gober, while there were persons of interest, no one was ever arrested, and those names never became public. As the months turned into years, Marquis's family and friends grew frustrated. They wanted answers and justice. They did protest. They asked for Sheriff Gober to recuse himself. They asked for the case to be handed over to an outside agency. And talking about peaceful protest, the county made changes that you had to have a permit to protest. This only happened after the protest regarding Marquis. There had been protests before, but this was the case that made them change the rules, and you had to have a permit to do it anymore. Drew County, Arkansas did eventually elect a new sheriff, Tim Nichols. In 2023, Nichols said that the prosecuting attorney formally asked the Arkansas State Police to take over the case. More recent reporting says that request was denied, in part because of how much time had already passed. Nichols has said that his department has continued working with the Arkansas State Police, the FBI, and other agencies, including conducting additional interviews, searching new areas, and contacting outside crime labs. In 2026, he also said investigators were working to have cell tower information analyzed by the FBI. But here we are in August 2026. There has been no justice for this man who cared deeply about people, who helped children in his community, and who absolutely adored his son. Where is justice for Marquis Martin? I have always believed that multiple people know what happened to him back in 2020. If you are one of those people and you are finding the courage 6 years later to speak up, and you don't feel comfortable going to law enforcement, reach out to me. We'll figure it out. I have talked about this case almost 50 times, and I will not stop. Regardless of what messages come into my inbox nearly threatening me to stop, I will not stop until we see justice for Marquis Martin, justice for Mack. Please share this video, make content of your own. Talk about Marquis Martin's case. He hasn't really had a viral moment, and he deserves it. His family deserves it. They all deserve to see justice.